Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a breeding video and we are going to cover our Pterinopelma sazimai, which is a fairly popular spider but not a great deal known about them. These guys come from eastern Brazil and they are in actual fact quite endangered now. And this is due to over collection, which is a bit of a shameful thing for the hobby. So we need to breed them and start producing more captive bred spiders. Now, not only have they been over collected, but they also suffer enormously from deforestation and general habitat destruction. So they're really up against it. So as a hobbyist, this is one of the spiders that we really should be paying a bit more attention to, and this is what we're going to try and do today. So stick with the film and see what you think. It's rather interesting and very different to what we've done before. I'll see you in a minute. Well, here we are, and we're just about to place our male into the enclosure. You can see the female, she's got her back to us inside her burrow there. Now these are a semi-fossorial spider, so they don't tend to dig totally deep, but they do like to be under cover. I'll just drop my paintbrush in there. I'll quickly retrieve that. Now you notice the male, he's not really done anything yet, but he's faced her straight away. He's looking straight into the burrow now. Here she comes. Notice they're quite similar in size. Look at that. She's almost shied away. He sort of like was enforcing on her straight away. Now she's turned around and facing him now. And you'll notice the complete lack of sort of communication between the spiders. We're not seeing much, which doesn't mean that it isn't happening. It's just meaning that we're not recognizing it. You see he's made contact there now, and he's maintaining contact. He's staying, touching her all the time. Now you see there is a very, very slight, very, very subtle shake in his body and like a pulse. Normally with our spiders we get far more communication, but this guy hasn't done hardly anything that we've noticed. And he's literally gone straight in. And she's accepted him straight away. See there, it's very, very, very subtle movements from the male. Now, this is a slightly older male. Now these guys need to be conditioned as well before pairing. Because in the wild state they'll go from very cold times during their winter periods, where they go into like a semi-hibernation. It's not really a hibernation, but they go into a time of inactivity. And then they can also suffer with, in the winter times it gets very, very wet. In the summer times it gets very hot and very dry. So these guys are able to change with the changing climate. And this is something that we need to try and replicate in a way in our breeding attempts. So cooling them down, giving them a state of inactivity, and then slowly warming them up, along with making their enclosures more moist, bringing the humidity up. This is all helpful in bringing them into their breeding condition. Again, very important that your female is well fed. You can see there with the male, you see his abdomen is quite bald. These are a New World species and quite prone to flicking hairs, as you can see with this male here. He is actually quite a jumpy male, and he came through in the post with a bald bum and an awful lot of hair inside the box that he was transported in. So I should imagine he got a little upset during the postal service, and he's managed to kick off quite a lot of hares. This doesn't affect his breeding in any way. He will still be good. And you see, she's facing him again now, and they've had a little bit of a standoff, but he's actually in fact still touching her with one foot. And you can see very, very gently there the very faintest of vibrations that he's giving, and she's responding. Now he's gone straight in there now. Here he goes. You can see there he's trying to get her feet up, and here she comes. She's coming out. She's coming to meet him. There you are. See that very, very faint vibration through his legs? Very faint. Very subtle the way these guys are talking to one another. There's so much to be learnt from these spiders, and they are quite endangered in the wild now due to, like we said, over collecting for the hobby, and just for natural deforestation, loss of habitat, which is often the case with many animals around the world. So it's very important that we learn how to breed these guys and get more captive bred specimens. As with all the spiders within the hobby, we should be pushing to captively breed everything that we have within the hobby. Now we can see there we've had another little standoff with very faint, subtle vibrations again. There he goes. You notice she responds immediately, very, very quickly. Here we go, he's pushing her up. That's it, now we've got it. Insemination, there you go. You see the way she's arched her body. He's inseminated and he's gone. He's away. Oh, she's following him. Better run quick, boy. And there she is, in all her glory. Now, although we call these are known as the Brazilian Blue, they don't really show this blue so much as they go through their molt stages. So when they very first molt, they are actually quite blue, but as they go through and they get a little bit older into the molt, then they start to show more of this brownish coloration. But still an impressive spider. There she comes. You can see there, you can just see the blue hint in some of the colouring on her legs. Also on her fangs there, you can see that slight blue colouring. Very pretty spider. Our male has disappeared. Here he is. He's on the outside now, looking in. We'll leave him there. He's quite safe at the moment. We'll just concentrate on our female, see what she gets up to. So that looked like a successful pairing. Now, you see there she's rubbing her epigastric furrow with her leg there. This is normally a good indication that we had a successful insemination. Quite often our females will do this. So maybe it's a little uncomfortable. He wasn't too subtle in that part of the display, was he? There you go, she's cleaning herself up. So that's another good indication. We will try these one more time, and hopefully a successful pairing. Right then, what did you think to that? That was a rather interesting breeding attempt, I suppose. Now, it did look successful. It looked like we had a really good insemination. But the really interesting point, from my point of view, was the total lack of communication between the spiders, or what appeared to us to be a total lack of communication. There didn't seem to be much going on. You'll know from our previous pairings of different spiders, we get lots of different types of interaction and how they chat to one another. With these guys, there was very, very little. He literally shook once or twice, but it was very subtle, really, really subtle. Now she obviously picked them signals up. As you saw, she moved around, faced him and what have you, and then he literally just bulldozed his way in, done the job, and then run for the hills, which I don't blame him, because she can be quite a feisty young thing. And yeah, it was really, really interesting. We will pair them again. As you know, I like to try and pair the spiders twice, just to try and make sure before I move the male on. I am lucky enough to have 2 males of these, so we've got one which is the old boy that you saw in there, and then we've also got a young male which I will probably try next and see how he goes, see if there's any difference in the interaction. Very, very interesting. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Something a little different, and something we really do need to be pushing more. All these spiders that are endangered or need our help, these are the ones that we need to be breeding more and more of. Now then, we did have a lovely gift from one of our subscribers, Penny, and look at this. She has sent a new holder for my paintbrushes, my weapons of war. So thank you very much, Penny. If you see this is absolutely incredible. I really like this. This is really, really cool. We've got all different spiders on here. Now apparently this was her first attempt at doing something like this, and I think it came out rather well. She did say her favourite spider is the ladybird spider. I'm guessing that's what this little fella is here, I think. Very, very smart. Yes, very impressed. That will be taking pride of place on the desk. I'll be needing somewhere new to put my paintbrushes, so it's absolutely perfect. Thank you very much, Penny. We really do appreciate it. And as for everyone else watching, we really do appreciate your support. And do please hit the like button and do make a comment. You know, if there's anything you want to say it in the comments, and I will do my very best to get back to you. I try and answer all the comments. So if you have any questions about the video in general, or maybe something that's gone on in the past, you can always ask in the comments. So do make sure you put in the comments and hit that like button. It really does help the channel out. It helps our algorithm within the channel and makes YouTube understand that the stuff that we're doing is good stuff and everyone's enjoying it. So please, your input is really, really important. Well, I hope you enjoyed all of that, and until next time, don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. I'll see you soon, guys.